legends, now I've been going back and forth over this fight, UFC 316, ever since Dana White, lacklusterly announced that we were going to be having this desperately needed rematch, yeah? That we, the fans, were just dying to see this. I had to really know who would win between Merab and O'Malley if O'Malley wasn't having his eyes blinded by the lights of the sphere, and once Sean O'Malley actually popped his hips back into place. How would Sean O'Malley do now that his coach Tim Welch understands that there is actually a threat of Merab Dvalishvili blasting a double leg on him? Look, obviously I'm kidding. You know, at first there was little to no hype about the thought of a rematch between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili, but maybe Dana White was right. I mean, he's not right. He's absolutely not right. It should have been Corey Sandhagen or Piotr Jan. But I have been starting to pick this fight apart in my head a little bit, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Team O'Malley and the changes that he is making for this Merab fight. And again, when you consider just how close the first fight was, I'm actually starting to get a little bit excited that maybe Sean O'Malley can pull this off. And interestingly enough, pulling it off or not pulling it off is one of the changes that Sean O'Malley has started doing for this training camp. And that is definitely going to build up a little bit of testosterone in his body that clearly wasn't there before. But it is not only the fact that Sean O'Malley has vowed to no longer recreate Israel Adesanya's home dog videos on himself at home, but he has brought in a secret weapon into his training camp as well. And this is the thing that really tipped me over the edge here. I believe this secret weapon will be the difference in the Sean O'Malley fight when you start to stack everything else on top of what is going on here. He has brought in none other than the greatest living martial artist of all time into his camp, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Now, I know for some of you hopeless NPCs out there, you hear the word the GOAT, you hear the word the greatest of all time, and you think it's John Jones. It has to be John Jones. But John Jones, honestly, isn't even in the top 5 of the GOAT list. Not really. Not really. Don't start typing. Don't start getting angry down there. Honestly, we're going to do a very deep dive on this channel on the GOAT list. I don't think John Jones even makes it into the top 5. No, the greatest real martial artist of all time is Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. And I think that this is a phenomenal tweak that Sean O'Malley has made to his training camp. I think this is going to have a much more significant change than choosing to just not play his solo skin flute for the rest of the month. Because Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, his goal in life for the last 2 or 3 years has been jiu-jitsu, has been grappling, has been jiu-jitsu, has been grappling. That's really all he's been focused on since he left one championship about 2 or 3 years ago. And as well as that, because he isn't constantly cutting weight anymore either, he's added some size. Like, Mighty Mouse has swelled up into a nice little ball of muscle these days. That's what makes the new podcast between Mighty Mouse and MMA Guru so funny. You got this jacked little guy there next to this giant fat ogre. It's a great contrast. I'm kidding, Guru. You've been looking great, mate. The gym's going well. But obviously, right, I'm not saying that Mighty Mouse is going to be able to mimic Merab Dvalishvili perfectly, yeah? But having someone like Mighty Mouse, who is there, who has been focused on grappling, who has a great gas tank. Mighty Mouse is still, to this day, so ready for competition because he does still compete in jiu-jitsu, and he's always had a good gas tank. This is going to have such a impact on the fight, especially when you look back at the first fight. Like, Sean O'Malley, he really only lost a couple of exchanges. He was just a small step behind Merab. People have made arguments that Sean O'Malley won that first fight. Now, after going back and rewatching it closely, I'm not saying that Sean O'Malley won that first fight, but the point is, it's so close that there are arguments out there for people saying that Sean O'Malley won the first fight. Like, it wasn't a complete steamrolling, you know? Like, JDM, it's in the fists, over Bilal Muhammad. It wasn't that complete of a steamrolling. Like, it's like JDM 1-4, you know? Or Amanda Nunes in the rematch against Juliana Pena, when Amanda Nunes just took the soul of Juliana Pena. No, I think the difference between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 306 was like 10 to 20, but less than 20%. 10 to, let's say, 13%. I'll give you 13. He was 13% behind Merab Dvalishvili on the night. That's UFC 306, but at UFC 316, Now Sean is coming into that, and his hip is going to be completely fixed up, right? Sean O'Malley wanted to be history. He wanted to be on the once-in-a-lifetime Sphere card. He needed the surgery, but he put the surgery aside because he gambled the big moments. The way that Ilia Topuria has gambled his featherweight belt. Sean O'Malley gambled not being able to beat Merab Dvalishvili because he wanted to be on that card, and that card would have made him a bigger star than he is now, yeah? And not only is he not sitting around at home, not making mayonnaise the old-fashioned way, he has got the hip fixed, he's done that, and he's got the greatest mind of the sport working with him. Because Demetrius Johnson, it's not just his in-cage training that is going to be helping Sean O'Malley so much. It's the fact that Mighty Mouse is maybe one of the best minds at breaking down fights in the world. No one understands the Void better than Mighty Mouse. The Void is Mighty Mouse's term. He came up with that term. And I know it's going to be guaranteed. Mighty Mouse will expect Merab Dvalishvili to blast a double leg. You know what I mean? Tim Welch? He's going to expect the grappler to grapple, man.
Not really do a ton, and then he'd shoot into a double. And usually he doesn't shoot into double legs, which kind of caught off guard a little bit.
Worst coach in MMA. Anyway, Mighty Mouse is going to expect that from Merab Dvalishvili. And Mighty Mouse is the kind of MMA genius that he can teach his protege about fighting. He's a sort of fighting genius. He can teach Death Machine or Death Sentence or Death Wish, whatever the fuck that kid's anime name is. He can teach that kid to throw a 1-2-3 combo. And if you can train someone like Death Machine, Death Sentence, Mother's Death Wish, I don't know what his name is, right? But if you can train someone like that to throw combos in street fighting, of course you can train Sean O'Malley to just get off the cage. Learn how to clinch control off the cage. Or if Merab Dvalishvili gets him down, pull a JDM and just get up. You know what I mean? Just get up. And on a side note, when you look at how good JDM's grappling was against Bilal Muhammad, there's an argument for JDM to be the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I mean, we're talking about JDM versus Islam Makhachev. I think JDM beats Islam Makhachev. That kind of makes JDM. It's a close fight. Anyway, just say JDM, number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Think about it. I know. I know that's going to be too much JDM glaze, but JDM might be the pound-for-pound fighter in the world, man. If he beats, mate, it's 6. Anyway, listen. And then there's the lighting as well. We got to think about the lighting. Tim Welch has brought up the lighting as well. I know you think it's ridiculous, and I think it's ridiculous, and we all have a laugh about Tim Welch bringing up the lighting of the Sphere. But he's got a point. I mean, look at Tim Welch. Look at Sean O'Malley. Every single room that they go into together, they're putting on the sunglasses. Everywhere they go, they're sunglass maxing. They learned from the best of the best, Tony Ferguson. Blew his kneecap apart, still went into a room with sunglasses on. You ain't stopping Tony Ferguson doing what he loves most, wearing sunglasses in a dark room, man. And it's because Sean O'Malley is hypersensitive to light. It's like, you know how Kanye West says that he sees music everywhere? Sean O'Malley just sees kill shots on people. He looks at someone and he knows where on their face to land the perfect shot and knock them out. He's like autistic when it comes to knocking people out, and he needs those sunglasses to protect his hypersensitive eyes from normal light levels. Tim Welch, what are you saying? Oh man, I gotta find the clip of Tim Welch saying it was the lighting of the Sphere and put it in here.
So many times. I rewatched the fight in slow-mo so many times. There was tons and tons of shots that barely missed by inches that would have completely changed the fight. And I think a lot of it had to do, with the Sphere and the lighting and then not only injury. I just feel like in our lives that was supposed to happen.
But obviously, look, if this is an excuse for Camp O'Malley, look, obviously UFC 316 is back to normal lighting conditions for this sniper, and maybe there's a point, right? Like if you're a sniper, you try shooting into the sun, yeah? You're going to miss some of those shots too. And if Sean O'Malley is dancing around one side of the cage and there's a giant LED screen, maybe it's why Sean O'Malley was missing some of those shots just by inches. Maybe. But now Sean O'Malley's gone back to his regular environment and where he's used to being able to pinpoint people. It's a small but trivial thing, but nonetheless, that's why the takeaway from this video is, out of all the little things that is going on, all the little takeaways, the big takeaway from this video is that John Jones is on steroids and needs to be stripped of the heavyweight title. No, but when you take the fact, right, that Sean O'Malley, he's no longer spending any time initiating the solo player campaign on himself. Yeah, he's gotten his hip fixed. He's brought in Mighty Mouse, the greatest mind of our time. He has started to stack all of these things together. There is a very different direction in the camp of Sean O'Malley for this fight, in a fight that was only inches, a couple of punches behind Merab in the first fight. And when you compare that to where Merab is in this fight, all Merab has been saying is, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ready to fight. I can't get motivated for Sean O'Malley again. There's a big difference in the mindset between them, dude. And Merab's coming into it with the injured toe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm going back to picking Sean O'Malley for the upset. I think I am. I think I'm going back to picking Sean O'Malley for the upset. At first, I was thinking O'Malley, and then I rewatched the fight, and then I was like, oh, what can O'Malley really change? You know, because when it comes to rematches, you know, I see Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. And I say to myself, what can Sean Strickland change? What is Sean Strickland going to change? Sean Strickland is still going to come forward, and he's going to jab, and he's going to tape it like he always does. So I know Dricus du Plessis is going to win the second fight, because Dricus du Plessis is a more multi-layered fighter. Yeah, he shoots more takedowns. He's got more techniques than a jab and a tape. He will find ways to win. He game plans. Sean Strickland is going to come in, and he's going to be Sean Strickland, right? You look at this fight, Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. What's Sean O'Malley going to change? Well, it looks like Sean O'Malley is changing anything that he can change. Anything that he can change to get that last 10% over the line with Merab Dvalishvili. And Merab Dvalishvili seems to be going through the motions. So I think I am going with Sean O'Malley for this. And then, boys, Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan 2 in December later this year. Obviously, December's later this year. Idiot Dougie. Obviously, December's later this year, you moron. Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan 2 in December, which, as it always is at the end of the month. At the end of the year, in December. We need that, dude. Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan 2, 5-round title fight. Because shit is looking grim down the pipeline of UFC main events right now. Shit is looking grim. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway is fun. Yeah. Ilya versus Charles Oliveira is fun. Yeah. But the only real number 1, number 2 contenders fight that is happening right now, the only real champ versus a proper contenders fight that's happening right now is Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev and JDM versus Islam Makhachev. Everything else is just sort of gimmicky fights. If Sean O'Malley cleanly beats Merab, like sleeps Merab, and then Petr Yan gets a shot later in the year, we need that. We need that. That's the direction. That is the intention. We are all now putting our mind and our attention towards Sean O'Malley, taking his hand off it, towards Mighty Mouse, telling him how to close the void and just get up JDM style. For Tim Welch, realizing that a grappler is going to fucking shoot a double leg Tim Welch, you moron. And we're going to get the win, boys. We're back on Team O'Malley. You and me. We are back on Team O'Malley. Don't argue about this with me down in the comments. Don't. Can we just unify behind O'Malley? We've got 2 weeks. It's time to get hyped. It's time to get revved up. It's time to get hyped. Now we have a purpose. We have a reason to love this fight. Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan, December. We need this to happen. This is our purpose now. So that's that. So if this is your first time here, g'day and welcome. My name's Dougie. I make an MMA video every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, and I try and go live at the very least 3 times a week. At the very least, that's what I try and do. Leave a comment down there in the comments section. Who do you think is going to win and why? Do you think Sean O'Malley can get it back over the line? Do you think him keeping his hands above his head at night is going to help him do it? Let me know about that down there in the comments. If you can't be bothered commenting, just leave a like. That helps grow the channel so much, and I would really appreciate that. And if you're one of the paying members of the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Your names are up on the next slide, and I'll see you on the next video.